um, Peace, Moors. So this is gonna be real quick. Not gonna be long at all. Just gonna talk about a few things and keep it moving. Um, for the most part, right? When like when I'm talking, like when we're doing these lives, like we're not just doing this just to be heard, just to be seen. Um, we want like some plan of action to come out of it, some progress. We don't want to just talk just to be talking. You know, that stuff is played out and whack. That's why like when we have people on, we're not worried about doing debates. I'm not trying to do that stuff. I'm not even knocking it. Like real intellectual discussions, that's cool. Where you're gonna have some type of something that's gonna come out of it. But just like going back and forth to prove who's smarter is stupid. Because you're not gonna change anyone's philosophy, really. Especially when both sides feel like they don't know what they're talking about, right? So I'm not really with that. But the reason I was gonna get at you guys was just to talk about some stuff, that we see people discussing, online in real life and everything, and just not sitting up trying to act like I know everything, but just some things that I notice, you know, and just gonna build on that, and that's why I said, um, "Are you scared, Morris?" Because there's a lot of work to do, There's a lot of work to do, and it's like, are you up to the task? We got a lot of people who feel like they have they're well informed, they know a lot, and some people out here acting like they are big and bad, and they know so much, and they doing this, and that. But when it really comes down to it, right? When you look at our community, I don't care whether you consider yourself a Moor or not. When you look at our community, okay, the black community, we're gonna say Moors. When you look at the Moorish community, Moorish Americans, um, everybody, okay, feeds off of us. All right, we're like a carcass. The community as a whole, in general, is like a carcass, and so it's easy pickings, for the scavengers. You don't have to worry about fighting. They don't have to worry about even working with us because it's a dead body. They don't have to like a give and take relationship. You just come and take what you want until you're full and leave. Okay, and that's the type of relationship that we have with other nations. Okay, and I'm including everybody, people who consider themselves Moors, declared. I don't. It doesn't matter. All of us, because in general, you have entire countries and nations, South Korea, whatever. These people, like their GDP, like, is based off of providing hair care products to us. I mean, like literally, we don't have our situation on lock, and the problem is like with things like that, they don't come in and deal with us. All right, like like I was saying with Koreans, okay, and I know there's North and South Korea, but say okay with Koreans, right? They don't come in and come to Moorish leaders and say, we make these, we would like to sell these to you. And we negotiate, how we're going to do this. They don't do any of that. They go straight to the government. They have to deal peace. They have to deal with federal government. They have to deal with the state governments, right? They don't deal with you. They don't deal anything with you. They make hair care products, all the stuff that our women's using, They make weaves, they make wigs, they make perms, they make all of that stuff, right? They even make do rags and um, stuff like that, right? So they manufacture it, and then a lot of times they don't even manufacture and sell it to other nationalities, other people. Peace. A lot of times they make stuff like this for us, hair care products, and then they sell it to their own people over here, right? So that's retail too. and people's not thinking on this level. So they manufacture the stuff, and then they cut deals, with their own people, so they getting it for the low, so that they can underprice everyone else. And so they sell it to their own people over here, and then we're going in there buying it, right? And we didn't have any say in it. So the reason why I want to say that is because you have people who, like I was saying earlier, they got so much information. Some people acting like they diplomats. I'm a diplomat. We working with the UN. We doing this, and that. And like they're not being humble and being real about the situation. Like if you were really a diplomat, if you were really anything grand, anything of stature, okay, you be on some type of committee or something, they wouldn't just be coming over here and just selling stuff and just, they don't put money in the hoods or nothing. It's like I said earlier, it's not a give and take situation. It's just the dead body. You come and eat off of them, kick them while they're down. You come and you survive off of them. And it's not like ganging up on Koreans or Vietnamese or anyone else who does this, because it's open season on this community, right? So they don't come and talk to you and say, well, we wanted this. And you're like, well, okay, you can manufacture it, but you're not going to sell it to your own people over here. You're going to sell it to our retailers, all right? Until we manufacture it ourselves or something like that. But there's nothing. There's no business prospects for you in that relationship, right? So you're not selling it. You're just buying it. You're just a consumer. They make it and they sell it to you, right? So you get that. So people, because there's people who just act like they know so much, and it's like, dude, this is a messed up situation, right? And it didn't happen overnight. It's going to take some time to get out of this situation, and we are going to have to be grown up about it, right? We are going to have to realize it may take more than one generation, more than 2 or 3 generations to start really correcting things and start seeing some wealth and prosperity flowing our way, right? And so, like, I don't even want to build with people if they're not on that level, like grown-ups, and thinking, on that level. But the reason why I was saying that is because like when you see people online, like on YouTube, like what I'm doing, like, yo, like these people, a lot of people, they just going off the top. They're just spitting what they've learned, online. They're not really living it off the camera, for real, for real, So y'all have to be aware of that, and you have to be careful out here listening to the advice and things that people are giving you, because like if they're not at least making moves to start correcting some of these real issues that we have to deal with, it's all camera. It's all for show. You feel me? Because the real moves, of course, wouldn't be made on camera anyway. But also, like they're not being made at all. People aren't correcting these things. And one of the reasons why, like, we do advise people to go into the temples, go ahead and go into the temples, which angers some people. Is because like the temple is ours. It's an instrument that's created for us. It's a big part of the Moorish divine and national movement, and you can't just erase that. And so, like, if there's issues and things within the temple that need to be corrected, I sure wouldn't act like that doesn't exist. But the thing is, you can't ignore it. You have to do something about it. You can't just leave that to the side, like, nah, forget it. We don't need it, and try to figure out ways that you can do it without that instrument. You can't be like, well, you know what, the prophet, didn't really know what he was talking about. You got to respect that, and we have to correct some things. And like I said, some things may be difficult, may take time to actually get it to the point where it needs to be at. But that's grown folk talk. That's the perspective that we need to be on. Some things aren't where they need to be at, and it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort, to get things rolling in our favor. Okay. But just want to say that you guys be careful out there, because there's some crazy stuff going on. There's people on YouTube that, like, act like they're just really doing something, and they're not doing anything in real life off of the cameras. And some of these people probably selling paperwork and advising people on how to move, and you can't take advice from people like that, you know. And especially if you look at them in their community and you see that they're not using their resources to get laws and things changed in their favor right there where they're at. That's the first thing that you should look at. That's the advice I would give to anyone out here, because there's so many people asking questions. What do I do? How do I declare my nationality? First things first. Okay, what type of event have you been reading? Where have you been getting your information from? All right. Or I say, wherever you're getting your information from, look at them. How they living? What type of laws, what type of statutes and things, what are they doing right there where they live at? What are they getting changed right there where they're at? Who are they putting in office? What type of deals and structures do they have set up where they're at? They don't have that, they're nothing. They're not for real. Because it doesn't even take that long to start doing things like that. It doesn't take long. 2, 3 years. If you've been at it 2 or 3 years and you've got people, real physical people, not just online, where you're at, you've got a group meeting or a temple or whatever you want to call your organization, and you're not actually participating. Israelites, Moors, welcome, even possible. I'll get to that in a second. So if you have a group and whatever type of organization, and you've been doing it for 2 or 3 years, and you're not even getting things done on a local level where you're at, you're nothing. You're not for real. You're playing with it. It's just about sounding good and sounding smart to you. All right. And that's games. I can't even play around with people like that. And I wouldn't even call out any names. I've seen some fakery going on. I wish I could tell you guys, but I don't get down like that. These other clowns, they'll put people's name out there. They'll talk trash and do all this stuff. I wouldn't even do it like that, because real people don't do that. But yeah, I mean, like, wherever you're getting your information from, I would examine them and see what they're doing, because, like, politics, laws, things like this on on a local level, they're not for real. Plain and simple. They're not locking it down right there where they're at. They're playing games. And a lot of people are comfortable with just sounding smart and just doing little small things, because they just want to sound smart, because they're looking at the problem and they're like, man, it's too much. They're not really trying to tackle it, doing things like trying to beat tickets, and stuff like that. It's like, that's petty. That's not generating wealth. That's not, creating anything that's going to be protecting you and your family, your community. That's not doing anything. All right. That's not stopping everybody from coming in your community and eating off of you. They say the Moorish American community made like 2 point something trillion dollars a year, or makes that much and more a year. It's growing every year, right? But we spend it all, because everyone else eats off of us. People see that opportunity, and it's not to say none of us are entrepreneurs, none of us are doing this. It's just that for the most part, this isn't that type of community. We don't produce enough. It's all coming from outside. Everyone produces and sells to us, and that's not cool. And so if people aren't doing anything about that, and I mean, I could just name some things. It's just, I'm not trying to act like I know more than anyone else. It's just like, thinking with a business mindset. There's things that I could see just within Moorish paradigm, things that we use and need that we should be producing for ourselves that we don't, we don't. And it's like, what's up with that? All right. So I'm not trying to hear anybody, if you don't even have a business, especially if you have some type of temple, some type of, whatever you call your nation or your tribe or whatever, if you don't have some type of business that is, even if it's not, for your own community, just some type of business, all right, that's generating money for real, not pretend. If you don't even have something like that popping, I can't take you seriously, because it's all about, business, commerce, generating income, right? Solutions, right? It's not about games. We don't have time for that. Okay, so if you see this channel, like, this isn't for that type of fakery. Okay, that's not why we created it. It's Moors in America. It's a platform to cover the Moorish paradigm, not just people that are not in temples, people that are in temples, not just Washatar, Nuwabians, Hebrew Israelite, Kimite, whatever, not any of that, all of it. Okay, from a Moorish perspective, and not with the fun and games and the goofiness, the silliness, man. And that's one of the things. It's kind of sad in dealing with your own people. A lot of us are with that silliness. Even some of these people who call themselves sheiks, who act like they're some type of leaders. When you really get to meet them, you find out they're silly. They're trying to rap. Okay, that's like the most disappointing thing. If you're like some kind of sheik or something, you're saying that you're, this type of person who's supposed to be taken seriously, and then find out you're trying to rap. It's like, really? Seriously? You think we need another rapper? Come on, man. Like, for real. Just being real. If you had that type of mindset, it's not fun. It's not funny at all, man. Like, I mean, entertainers are court jesters, So that's the type of goofiness, though, that we have going on. And I know there's some other serious minds out there, but we need to be on the business. We have to get out of this consumer mindset, right? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what to say about that, But somebody asked earlier something about the Hebrew Israelites and Moors. I think they asked if Israelites can be Moors too. Look, if you really, really, really read the Quran, you see that we're all tied in. It's all tied. It lets you know, the Hebrew connection. It's in there, okay? Egypt, all of that's in there. Read chapter 47 of the Quran, okay? It's all tied in. And I mean, I don't even have to really go in on the Moorish connection and everything to prove it to you. You can look at some of the other videos on the channel, okay? And you'll see the pyramid that I'm always talking about that was found over here. And there's several instances Egyptian type of artifacts have been found over here. And these same symbols are popping up on our dollar. It's not because of exactly Egypt over there. Egypt was also over here too, okay? That's why they wear the fez in the shrine. It's not just because of over there. It's also connected to here too, all right? So that's very real. And that's why when you understand this stuff, and then you look again at what Noble Drew Ali brought forth, you realize it is the real deal. And I don't care what anyone else says. People can say, oh, he copied from Levi Dowling, the Aquarian Gospel, right? I don't care what you say. It all lines up. It's not a coincidence. It's not, okay? And then some of us are, have to hear it from, people of European descent before you'll believe it's real. So if that's what you need, hey, there's plenty of them who know it's real too, and they'll tell you. Okay, all right. And so, maybe you got to experience that for yourself before you know it's real, but it's real. It's very real. And so the Hebrew connection is there. So of course Hebrews can be Moors. You are Moors, all right? Maybe you just haven't declared your nationality yet, but if you're up on it, come on with it. Let's work together. We need to get some Hebrew Israelite brothers on the show. And okay, go ahead and ask whatever questions you have, all right, about the consumer mindset. The only examples I could think of just off the top of my head was like, what was going on with Korea, because we're propping up an entire nation. Okay, all right, just off of perms and weaves. It's silly, but it's like, yeah, like if we for whatever reason like decided to mess with somebody else on the hair care products, or we just started making them ourselves, they'll be in trouble. You know, I don't know about the consulars. I'm not the one to ask about that. But I'm just saying, like the hair care thing with Koreans is so big. Like they're dependent on us. All right, a lot of people are eating off of us. Iranians, pretty much everyone. Okay, you can come to this country. Chinese can come over here. You can set up shop, and that's what people do in America. Period. It's a hustle. Okay, but one of the things that we don't realize is that we're a huge part of that hustle. Yeah, and of course we need to corner the markets because everyone sees that Moorish community is open, just wide open. You don't even have to negotiate with them. Because any other time, you got to negotiate. There's got to be some type of give and go. And okay, what do we do with the currency? Work. Okay, slow it. In my back. Oh man, what's up, YouTube? In my back. Let's see if I was up here rapping, that wouldn't have happened. Talking about something real, YouTube trying to shut me down. We back. What's up? Are we good? Are we hood? What's up? Can y'all see? Can y'all hear me? I'm trying to be. Okay. See? You see what I'm saying? If I was up here rapping, if I was playing my new music, my new single, we wouldn't have had any problems, right? The signal would have kept going. We would have been streaming. We talking about the real issue, the elephant in the room, and the YouTube done froze up like 3 or 4 times, right? And that's what I'm telling you. Like some of these other people, like, I can't name names. I'm bound by the Constitution. I'm not gonna slander anybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of goofiness going on. You feel me? All right. And Morris, listen to this. Like, if you don't know about the Constitution, get it. Like, it's real. We need to carry ourselves by this. We need to take it seriously. We need to live by it. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to slander anyone, but there's a lot of goofiness going on. Okay. And, it needs to get cut out. Something real. And, like I was trying to say earlier, like, okay, we have so many different nations that are eating off of us in different industries. It's not just hair care, right? It's right open for the taking, right? And so what happens is when different nationals come over here from different nations, you might think this is just some Arab who's got a gas station or who's selling hip hop clothing or whatever, like in the hood. But what's really happening is their country struck a deal with the United States. Okay? And so that's like a lane for them. They can come over here and they can sell hip hop clothing to you. They can come over here and sell gas to you. They can come over here and sell hair care products to you, and whatever else, the quickie marts, all this stuff. Okay? And so this deals this, set up with the governments and on the state level too, and that's all they have to deal with. They don't come and talk to Jesse Jackson or whoever the Moorish leaders are. They don't come and cut any types of deals with them. They don't have to, because we got a lot of work to do. It's a lot of buffoonery and BS going on, I'm trying to think. I think it was Brother Asir talking about how shout out to Asir. He was saying that they were like pumping up, people like WB W.E.B. Du Bois, who was like a poet and a playwright, and pumping up other celebrities, celebrity type figures, and pushing them as the leaders for our community back in the day. Okay, and they still do it now. Okay, because Kanye West, that's something that was trending a few days ago because he make America great again hat. Who cares? You know, he oh no, and he says, something about the 13th Amendment should be abolished, right? And this is what they pump up as the leaders. Even when Trump got in office, you know, one of the first things he did was meet Steve Harvey and Kanye West, right? And other Moorish entertainers, right? So why the hell is the president meeting with a bunch of court jesters? And I'm not knocking court jesters, and I'm not knocking entertainers if that's your profession. Like if you're really in there and you really like it's a real business for you, cool. That's what's up. You found your lane. Because like for most of us, like if I tell you I got a mixtape, it's a hobby, man. I'm not gonna be, a big rapper. It's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. It's a hobby. And like so for like people that's really doing it, I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, like, still, just because this person's a good singer or made it in rap might not even be good. Because a lot of these people's not good at all. But just because that's what they do, they should be the leaders. These aren't the intellectuals. These aren't the people who should be speaking for the community and meeting with world leaders, right? So the president, one of the first things he's doing, he's meeting, okay, with the Moorish entertainers, the comedians and rappers. Like, come on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's lunacy. All right. And that mentality even creeps over to this side. Oh, they got me lagging. They slowing me down. So that mentality it's in here too. So even within the Moorish community, those of us who are supposed to know better, we still have so-called leaders, who are trying to rap, trying to be entertainers. And they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid like Kanye and them. So it's a hobby. They're the Europeans, they have garage bands. They know that they have their job and that they're not big time rappers. So they just, do little shows on the side for their buddies. Like, they wherever they can get a little gig at, they practice on the sides. It's a hobby. They don't tell people they rappers. So we have an overabundance of within the community. It's just like I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and like everybody and their grandma was a rapper. Everybody had their own record label. I had one too. Used to have a studio. So it's like everybody rapped, and it was like the an overabundance of wannabe entertainers. You know? And so like and there's plenty of talent. I mean, like, like we had a whole crew of people who was talented. That's something that just people were good at because we're musically inclined, right? But it's just it's not enough of us taking things seriously, and that's one of the reasons why it's wide open season on us. Okay, wide open season. And so yeah, if your community is a corp, is a dead body, then yeah, everyone else can eat off of you like vultures. They say culture vulture, but they're only talking about people who are like getting paid off of our culture. People who like are Caucasian descent or whatever, that are getting paid off of hip hop culture. But the real culture vultures are the people that, not even people, just the nations that are caking off of us, that are living off of, who, if we started producing for ourselves, they would be in trouble because they will be missing out on billions of dollars per year. Okay, those are the real culture vultures, and there's a lot of them. Okay, so like, you know, um, That's what I would say. Like, for everything, for this Moorish paradigm, if people aren't actively doing something about it, forget talking. If you ask people, if you're following information from someone, I don't care what organization it is, what publishing company, what, ask for their body of work. What have you done? What are you doing? What are you doing about this? You know, what type of business do you have? Okay, because if they're not actively doing anything about that, they're not serious. And what can you really like learn from them? All right. Somebody said Georgia territory. Why I didn't see the fez when I was in public? Look, I never saw fezzes in public. Like growing up, never saw a fez. I guess just a little background. I didn't even like when I first got exposed to this Moorish information, I was already conscious and looking for it. It was brother Elihu Pleasant Bay, Swift Angel. Peace, shout out to him. He's the first person to ever tell me we're not Negro, colored, or black. All right, and that's pretty much that's like the first time I'll see a fez. I never saw people with fezzes walking around, and you still very rarely see it. That's why one thing I do, like, make sure we do. Like, my wife wears a turban, I wear my fez. Maybe not all the time, but we do. Even sometimes we're just in the store, just buying groceries, wearing it so that people can see us. And we like my pants aren't sagging. I'm not looking like a bum. I'm looking good like you should when you're out. When you have your fez on, you need to be represented. I'm not trying to rap, trying to get people to get my mixtape. You know what I'm saying? It's like, looking good, looking clean, looking regal. And like we have it on just so that people can see us and know the Moors are here. But yeah, we didn't see it. And so if you're not wearing your fez, no one's gonna see it. Okay? Because even though some of us are waking up and you starting to every now and then catch a glimpse, yeah, like I'll be out with my fez and you don't know who knows that they're more because I'll just walk by somebody and they'll just be like Islam, so most of us aren't even wearing it. You can't tell just from looking at us. And I'm not trying to knock the musical affinity that we have for music. Cause like I said earlier, it's like it's in our blood. It's something that we just musically inclined. It's a part of our nature. Of course, the talking drum. It's in us. So of course we're gonna do music. But that don't mean that everybody should be trying to be a rapper or a producer. You know. Now, granted, if that's your lane and you're gonna be doing it for real, like DJ Premier or something like that, you're gonna be doing it like that. Do it, okay? But it's not for everyone. There's an overabundance of that, okay? An overabundance, okay? And if you're trying to be some type of leader, like in this game, and I shouldn't even say it's a game because it's not a game. If you're trying to be a leader in the more divine and national movement, you shouldn't be trying to rap as well. Just being real, especially if you're like a sheik or something like this, a so-called sheik, you gotta come on with it. You gotta come on, you know, because there's too much at stake. Like many people have pointed out, the situation with the temple needs a lot of work. Okay, so we don't have time for people who aren't serious about it. You know, if you're out here acting goofy and silly, like, we don't have time for that. There's no games. The community, the situation with the community, with us being like a dead body, with all these, different people coming and eating off of us. Why you say that? Well, if you're saying that like you have an organization, whether it's a temple or republic or because there's so many different entities. So if you are like some type of head of this type of organization, and especially if you're saying like you some type of diplomat or anything on that level, right? There's a lot of work to be done. All right. And so if you don't understand what I'm saying, maybe you'll understand it in a few years. But for people that do, feel me, there's a lot of work to be done, And if you're trying to like be ahead of some type of organization that's pushing this Moorish divine and national movement, you're not gonna have time to be entertaining. You know, you're not gonna have time to be making videos, rapping, and doing stuff like that because there's a lot of work to be done just within that paradigm. Because a lot of people love pointing out how the temples have been infiltrated, they're messed up. So that's a lot of work. You know, because you can't just kick it to the side and be like, we're gonna trash that. We don't need it. Nah, you're gonna have to clean it up. You're gonna have to clean it up. And a lot of people want to ignore that. You know, I don't run, I don't hide. You know, the way I see things is like the buck stops here. I'm a man. So I can't like depend on somebody to come and bail me out. Mommy's not gonna bail me out. Daddy's not gonna bail me out. Nobody, my parents wouldn't even know about this Moorish paradigm if it wasn't for me. So no one's coming to rescue me, okay? And so aliens, you know, nothing. You know, Allah is working through me. Allah is working through you. So we have to fix that issue. And that's serious. And that's why I say no time for fun and games. Okay? Yeah, you know, fun and games with your family and stuff. But I'm talking about you out here acting like you're entertainer and stuff like that. You can't be taken seriously as a leader within a movement. And then even the stuff that I was talking about before with our economic situation, everyone else being able to just, they don't even have to deal with us. They don't even have to say, well, look, we'll manufacture this and we like to sell it to you, then you can sell it to your people. They're like, forget that. We'll send some of our people over there. We'll manufacture it. We'll sell it to them and they'll sell it to you. That's messed up, right? And so if you're not doing anything to alleviate that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of things that need to be tackled and taken care of. And like, we don't have time for all the BS. Like there's always a new dance. You know, everybody's doing a dance, right? So all of these things are cool, you know, in their place, in their lane. That's cool. You know, I'm not saying don't ever dance, don't ever have fun. I'm just saying, like, you know, as the leaders of this, you know, supposedly the new Moors who are here to do something about it, you got to be about your business, man. You know, you got to be about your business. Okay. So, you know, like let the silly people who want to make dances and stuff, let them do that. You know? But I'm not saying, you know, that you can't have fun. I'm just saying that if you here to fix this stuff, don't complain like, the temple's messed up, they infiltrated. Act like you don't have to do nothing about that. Nah, that's your problem. That's my problem. That fell on us. We're here. We're the new Moors. We fulfilling the prophecy. You don't think that's real? You don't think Noble Drew Ali's real? We're here. We're cleaning it up. We're doing something about it. It's not gonna happen overnight. It takes work. You know, everything that we have is like, like Tram just said, it's our responsibility. Okay, the other situations, the things that we have to deal with, you know, with people just being able to just come in and just use us, you know, we have to do something about that. We can't wait for something to fix it. There's no magic bullet. It's not just going to stop just because we declared who we are. We have to actually start producing our own things. We have to cut these middlemen out. You know, we might even need to cut deals with them first. Back to me in our stores and we'll sell it to our own people. You know, we're going to have to do something. If people aren't even talking on that level, you know, because they're making songs and stuff, right? That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not trying to knock you because, like, for all I know, you like rap or something. You making beats right now. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking anyone. Like, don't take anything I'm saying personal. You know, we men here, right? And for the women that are listening, grown women, you know, we're grown-ups, right? We're having real discussion right now, you know? So, you know, don't take anything personal. Like, if you make business, shoot, if you get paid doing what you do, you definitely, I mean, that's your lane, not knocking. Most of us, it's just a hobby, all right? Okay? And if you're a leader, you know, you got more serious. You might have to push that hobby to the side. Like, yo, I'm going to have to push this because this is not important. You know, it's a dire situation. You know, it might seem like it's not really a lot going on, that everything's cool, you know, but it's not, man. And it hasn't been cool for a while. All right. Yeah, and like Mo Melanin said, we've been through a lot, you know? So it's like not trying to down the situation and act like we not, you know, strong. We've been through a hell of a lot. And so, you know, it's not surprising that we have to overcome all of this. I don't think anyone else could survive what we've been through, you know? And that's a testament to our strength. And we're gonna make it. And that's why I say, you know, even though things seem hard, we're not giving up. There's no one to come to rescue us. It's on us, okay? So we're not waiting on anyone to come and fix the situation for us, because we know that it's on us, you know? Yeah. Okay, yeah, like Davidson said, we got an overabundance of entertainers, you know? It's just it is by design too. And you know, that's the other thing, like I was saying, with the president meeting with Steve Harvey, a comedian, meeting with Kanye West. He even had a sit down meeting with entertainers and acting like this is the leadership for us, you know. But he could do that because we're too busy bickering and hashing out our own issues, even within the Moorish paradigm. Okay, you know. And then on top of the Moorish paradigm, we have all the other Moors who don't consider themselves Moors, you know. And so we have a lot to work on. But like, you know, he's supposed to be talking to us, to our economic experts, strategists. You know, we're supposed to be on that. You're not supposed to be meeting with Beyonce, you know. I'm not even knocking them. Beyonce, Steve Harvey, they could be very smart, you know. But even if they are, they don't need to be in that lane. They're extremely good at entertainment, and they're very successful with that, making a lot of money, and that's their lane. It doesn't mean they can't be multifaceted. It's just being real, man. Nobody else gets their entertainers pushed out front like that. Okay? You don't meet with the comedians and singers and stuff from Vietnam and from China. Yeah, right. You crazy as hell if you think the prime ministers and people like that of China are singers and rappers. And come on, man. That's only that only people that would go for that goofy mess is us. Okay? And that's why I said you can't be Grand Chic or Grand anything up here trying to rap, trying to sing, trying to, you know, dance, trying to do all that for a living, like acting like that's you, you know. At the wedding, you know, at your daughter's wedding, you singing, you rapping or something like that. Yeah, fine, cool, have fun. But like acting like that's who you are, you a rapper. Like, come on, man, get out of here. You know. All right. And once again, that's not saying that there's people who can't be multifaceted. You know. You got some rappers and producers and people like that that are very intelligent, that are up on all of this stuff, you know. But that's their lane, man. Hey, they don't need to be doing everything, and we don't need to be putting that pressure on them, you know. That's some goofball mess. All right, and we can't be goofballs, you know. All right. And so when you look at this channel, you're not gonna see me trying to get at people, because I know there's some goofballs that like made some video and I ain't even mention them, and they try to make a video acting like I was talking about them just because I made a video warning people about the scam artists that are out here. Every time I make videos talking about the scam artists, these people will come on here trolling me, and I can't say their name because I'm too real for that. They'll say my name, but I can't. And you shouldn't either. We don't need to be slandering and throwing people's names out there. You know what's real. Real, recognize real. So if you watch that goofy mess, you need to look in the mirror, think about yourself. You're getting entertained by silliness, you know, and beef. All right? But we don't do that over here. And that's why we're talking about this as a real issue. It's like the elephant in the room. Like, I don't care who you are. If you have a temple, whatever, republic, whatever you call your tribe or whatever, what are you doing where you're at? What do you have? What body of work do you have? You know, don't tell me about this trust or this X, Y, and Z that you have. Nah, what do you have for real? This for real, cause there ain't no time for games. Like me, I have a family. You know, married with children. I can't play around with nobody. You know, play with my children, but I can't play around with grown people. You know, and especially giving time and energy to whatever efforts you have, you better have something to show for it. You know, like business. What type of businesses do you have? What type of laws and things are you getting, affected on your level? Just where you're at. All right. You know, yeah, so I definitely I'm not impressed by getting tickets and stuff like that dismissed. I could do that too. That's not impressive, you know. That's petty stuff. All right. And if you have an organization, you have like more than 10 people in your organization, you need to be doing some work. You need to be getting things done for real. All right. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, I'm not here to entertain anybody. We try to have real discussions on. We're not try. We have real discussions on here, and we work on having plans of action. Something positive come out of it. When we had the two brothers on speaking about the indigenous paradigm and the Moorish connection to it. It was not a debate. I mean, if anybody took anything from that with the brother Turtle Gang and Seer, you should see that we can work together. You know, it doesn't matter. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't. All right, and that's what I hope everybody saw and could take from that. Like I don't want to like play off of this cornball mess and having people fighting and all that. It's like time out for that. If we have some Hebrew Israelite brothers on here, they're not coming on here to get attacked. We coming to work together, see what type of businesses we could do together, and so that we can build this empire. You know, and if we can't do that, they don't need to be on the show. I don't care who it is. Black Power, whatever you about. I'm not trying to force my way of thinking on anyone. Let's get this bread. Let's move. Let's build. That's it. You know, um, and that's all it's about. We don't. I don't have to like prove that. Yeah, the Moors were indigenous and all that. If you're not with that, but you with this movement, and you're not with eating babies. You're not with immunizations for the children and all these other things that matter. If you with the stuff that matters, we can see eye to eye on that. Then all this other stuff that matter, I could work with you. Okay, you feel me? And that's the other thing. Like, I'm not trying to beef. Like, people are actually silly, like, trying to beef. Like, even on here, on Facebook, on YouTube, people are like there was some more the other day, amped up and fired up for no reason. Nobody even said anything about him. And he's all amped up, fired up, talking about he's a diplomat and all this stuff. And it's like, that's cool and all, but, like, what are you really doing? Are you controlling anything in your neighborhood and area? Like, for real, like, industry? Like, is your neighborhood like all these other Moorish neighborhoods? They just come in and set up shop and get paid off y'all and go to their own neighborhood, send money back to their countries. Because if that's how it is, then you got to tone that mess down, you know? And then all quick to get all amped up and fired up at your own. Just like people who want to beef and go back and forth and keep BS going with your own. But you're not doing what really matters. So there's a lot of work, and it's not just the temples that's been infiltrated. All the organizations have been infiltrated, even yours. Okay, if you're watching this, you may not think it has been, but it has. Because if you're really about anything, if you're really about progress, and there's gonna be some type of infiltration in there, okay? Because there is trying to think what I could say. There is like a secret government that's trying to keep their hands in everything, like an octopus. They want to play all sides, and they also want to keep an idea on have an idea, intelligence on what's actually going on, and know really gonna do something. So if you're in an organization, it's been infiltrated. You know, it doesn't matter. And if they're really trying to do something, there's going to be some pushback. There's going to be some disorganization attempts, things to try to keep it from actually making real progress. It's going to happen. It doesn't matter if it's something bigger like the Nation of Islam or a smaller group. It doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean you give up on it and just let it go. All right. So y'all feel that? And but that's what we need to be on. That's pretty much that's pretty much what we need to be on. We don't need to be out here trying to force the Moorish nationality down people's throats. Like, if they're not ready to not be called black or African American, okay, that's cool. I can still work with you. I get it. I know why. You know, we've been programmed to think like that. It's not that important. The nationality is important, but bothering and bugging this person isn't, especially when you can work with them. You know, it's not like oh, because he's saying black power, I can't work with him. Like, whatever. Like, if you know what I'm saying, if you got a business mindset and you progressive thinking, we could work together. It's not about debating on stuff like that. And really, like, the topic was just, you know, the topic said, "Are you scared?" Because it's like, look, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I'm just explaining some of the conditions that we're in that we have to tackle, you know. And it's like, if people aren't actively dealing with this stuff, they're cornballs, they're goofy, they're silly, you know. If people are trying to, act like they're leaders, but they're out here rapping and trying to entertain, they're not for real. If they're always trying to beef with people, because there's some people who, like I said, I can't name names. There's some of these people, like YouTube personalities and stuff, who like sound like they know what they're talking about, but all they do is like pick other people to beef with, because they, doing this cornball stuff to get attention and to keep y'all distracted on BS. You all worried about who said what about who and who's beefing with who, and that's some BS. And so if they're like that, they're not for real. But I'm not even knocking it, because it's entertainment, man. It's entertainment. You got to see it for what it really is. Like, don't look at these cornballs and think that they for real. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment. I mean, I'm not telling you can't watch something. You watch whatever you want to watch. You know, but if my advice is see it for what it really is, man. These people are just about entertainment. If they always trying to call people out, just trying to do something, they calling people's names out because they hoping something goes viral. They don't know what's gonna pop, right? And that's weak. And then for the people out there, got the Moorish guide out. What you talking about? The newspaper? And so, like, there's I forgot what I was gonna say, but oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, too, I said this earlier. For the people who's like, looking for information, they know they're Moors, you look trying to declare your nationality, trying to correct your status and all that stuff. Like, okay, look, man, wherever you getting your information from, you need to find the source. Okay? Don't just take it and run with it. You need to find the source. You need to look at them, examine them, and see like what they're actually really doing. If they're advising you to do stuff, but they're not actually doing the stuff they're advising you to do, that lets you know right then and there it's bogus. Okay? And then see what they're actually doing. You know? Like, if they acting like they got the key, they done figured it out. They acting like they got it figured out, but they're not really living good. Like I'm gonna give you an example, right? And once again, I'm not putting no name out there. Some people, and somebody's so stupid, they gonna see this and get like offended because they feel like I'm talking about them when I'm not. There's some people out here who like act like they leaders, act like they on it, like they got the key. Like, yo, you need to listen to me. I know it. I know what to do. And so they act like that. But then, like, they live in trifling. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even have a place of their own. They living on the couch or something like that. Or they got kids. They not even taking care of their kids. You know, they on welfare or something like that. Okay, and so you got people out here like that who's living trifling and they know so much, and they either doing it for the views or they getting money because they selling paperwork and stuff like that. And so I say, like, if you got any kind of street in you, you should be able to peep that. But I'm saying this because everybody does it. And so I'm just saying, like, you might be, conscious and they're taking advantage of that, dude. They not for real about it. They not real about the movement. They just trying to take advantage because they see it as an easy way to make money because people put their guard down because you're all about the movement and you serious. So you thinking other people who act like they more are serious too. And that's what it really is. And that's how come when I talked about like exposing these scam artists, that's how come the trolls was coming out. Because they know that's real, recognize real. So they hear it and they're like, oh man, he gonna start slowing down my money. And that's the truth, you know? That's the truth. All right. It's sad, but it's true. But it's like that in all games. It's not just us that's doing that. It's all types of people that's doing stuff like that. So yeah, especially if you coming upon this information on the internet, you need to, like the brother said, you need to do research. Don't just take it and run with it. And whoever's telling you or acting like they got the key, they done figured it out. You need to look at them, see how they really living. And then like on a bigger scale, what are they doing in their community? Chances are nothing. You know, chances are they don't have any business. They not hiring their own people. You know, so that's where it's really at. You know, it's a lot of things like I mean, just within our own community, it's things that we need, things that we use, and we're not even producing it for ourselves. So if they're not alleviating that, yeah, like the sheep just said, smoke and mirrors. What's up, sheep? Gray L. All right. So y'all need to be careful out here and just what can I say? Just keep your guard up, all right? And don't think that everybody's sincere about this stuff cuz they not. Okay? And I mean, I guess the longer you in the game, you'll see it. It's not a game, but that's what we call it sometimes. Yeah, like the brother just said, in real life, you got to stop watching Jerry Springer at some point. Like it gets corny after a while. When I was younger, I see the little stupid fights on Jerry Springer, and like, it was entertaining for a little bit. It was funny, and it's like I can't watch that mess no more. I can't even watch 2 minutes of Jerry Springer. It's so fake. It's like wrestling. Like I'm not knocking wrestling. I know some people still love it. Like when I was a child, watching Hulk Hogan and all them, and it was funny. I used to like it. It was good. I can't watch that mess no more, man. I don't watch wrestling no more. I can't. It's stupid. I remember I saw a clip just like yesterday where like they had that one dude, man, I don't remember what dude was like. He was a brother. He was like Hawaiian or something, and he always bend over and they put the face in his butt. They were doing that to Vince McMahon. I couldn't even watch it, man. Then I saw Stone Cold whooping on Vince McMahon in the hospital. It's just the whole reason I'm saying is because it's just so fake now. I can't watch it. You know? Yeah. And like the brother said, he used to watch World Star Hip Hop. Can't stand it no more because it gets corny after a while. Some people never get tired of it though. You know, some people never get tired of it. We're all different. Some people outgrow it and they move on. Your taste expand. As you move up in the game, you get more sophisticated. You're not drinking grape soda no more. You want the fine wines and stuff like that. So some people they cool with it. Give me that grape soda, man. That's all I want. So I'm not knocking it either way. I'm just saying like that. With the people with this treating this like that, you gotta look at it for what it is, man. They just here to entertain. Okay. If wrestling is entertaining you, it's fake. You good. As long as you know it's fake. If you still watching Jerry Springer and Maury and all that stuff, and you think it's real, you know what I'm saying? You talking to your friends about it, like, yo, did you see what they said? You think it's real? You think these reality shows are real? I don't know what to say, but if you at least you peep game, you know that it's all fake. You know all that Atlanta Housewives, all that stuff is fake. Everything is scripted, man. It's scripted. It's fake. Wrestling is fake. And yes, some of these leaders, the Moorish leaders and Hebrew leaders and whatever, Black Power, whatever they are, a lot of them are fake too. And they just doing it. They're not really trying to make any movement. They're not really trying to make any progress. All right. Okay. So, a lot of people are just doing it for the gram. Okay. As long as you peep that, though, you good. All right. So, like I said, I'm not knocking anybody in particular. I'm not throwing any names out. That's what I'm just saying. Like, it's a lot of real issues that we need to handle. I think like every temple should have at least 2 or 3 businesses, like solid businesses. Like maybe not starting out making a lot of money, but something he's going to do and get to the point where you can actually hire your own members of the temple, and then grow it to the point where you're hiring your own people. Period. And then other people, will be looking at the temple like, wow, okay, they're doing it, and then you got new members because you're making progress, and you're getting people in office, and you're getting kickbacks from that, like everyone else, just like everyone else. Like the police aren't messing with you, because you're paying them, because you know what I'm saying, because you're doing what you're supposed to do, like for real, like you're playing the game on that level. Like that's what you have to do. Okay, that was just an example, though. I'm not saying we have to do that, but I'm saying like these are the things that need to be getting done, on a community level. All right, and if people aren't doing that, they playing games. All right, and yeah, fighting each other, like going back and forth with each other. I'm never gonna do that. No, So if anybody, like, for whatever stupid reason wants to beef with me, they're gonna be beefing by themselves. They're gonna be looking real stupid because I'm not even acknowledging it. I'm not going there. All right, because it's like you're not big enough to fight. Like if you're one of us, you're not big enough. We have bigger things to tackle. All right, so I'm not going at you. All right, I'm not. I'm not trying to act like I'm way up here and you way down there. I'm just saying, like, you're not big enough. We have bigger things to tackle. We got all these big, things. It's going to probably take some generations to take care of. So I'm not trying to go at my own. All right. The other Moors, they need to stop publicly beefing, and then especially if they consider themselves Moorish Americans. Like, what are you doing? You're not even supposed to be doing this. Cloud and slandering other people. Some of these people, you could like look at them and on social media or on their channels, they're all talking bad about other Moors, putting their names and faces out there. Some clown even took some video from my thing, and put it up there trying to talk about it. It's like, you're not supposed to do that. They're not bound by the Constitution. They're not even trying to live it. They don't take it seriously. I do. And I think we should all take it seriously, But hey, that's really all I wanted to say, though. I just wanted to put that out there. Just some of the, real stuff that is going on that we need to deal with. All right. And yes, that's a violation. Like, if you see a Moor doing that, slandering another Moor publicly, and you're co-signing on it, and you know better, something wrong with you too, For real. Because, like, I wouldn't do that, And yeah, like, if I knew somebody was doing it, I'd pull them to the side, like, hey, what are you doing? We're not supposed to do that. Like, you're not one of us. Like, why are you out here slandering another Moor? It's not funny. It's not. people are playing games and wasting time doing stuff like this, acting like we don't have serious issues to handle. A lot of people were scared today because this emergency broadcast signal thing went off on everyone's phone. All right, so I know everybody saw the little emergency broadcast thing. People worried. Some people, because the first thing you thinking, like, if you're conscious, you thinking like, man, what's going on? What's really going on? Is this martial law? What is this? You know? So people are worried and worried because they're not prepared. All right, some of us may be working and trying to get prepared, but like collectively, we're not there, right? So we have realer things to deal with. There's no time for us to be beefing and squabbling with each other about stuff that doesn't matter, like philosophies and different, philosophies and stuff like that. Squabbling about that BS. That's what it is. It doesn't matter. It does not matter, right? So we doing, going back and forth about stuff like that, and we got bigger issues to deal with. All right, you know, we need to be good no matter what's going on, right? So that's what I say about that. We don't have time for all that. Anybody that's on that, they're not real. Okay? And I mean, if you have any questions, I take some questions before we cut it off. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to hit on that because like that's one of the biggest things with the community. Like we don't produce enough, and that's for real. It's not funny. Not making any jokes. You know, we have to produce. We have to take care of our own, and people aren't playing at that level. They're not. They're not like. There's some of us who are thinking about it and trying to make moves or making moves, but not enough of us. Okay, and then it's sad because there's some people who are acting like they're in leadership, like they have a republic, they have a temple or whatever. Okay, and they're not even trying to do that. They're not even producing. They're not even thinking about it. They're trying to rap. They're trying to, they're trying to be YouTube stars and internet stars and just doing goofy mess and can't be taken seriously, you know? And like you can't be like the leader of a group, a body of Moors, and you're like trying to dismiss tickets and do things like that because like why aren't you like creating industry? Why aren't you doing bigger things that will actually improve the life, for your people? All right? Like right now. So, and it's sad because it can be done. It's real. It doesn't take a whole lot of hard work and years to do that. There's things that can be done right now at everyone's level where everyone's working at. Practical things. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to address that and just bring to the issue, to the table some of the real things that we have to deal with now. Okay. So remember that out here, and especially because, like I said, everyone brings up that the temples are infiltrated and messed up. All the organizations are. Okay, we don't have to throw them away, but we do have to clean them up and use it to our advantage. All right, so we don't give up because there's no one else to save us. All right. Matter of fact, a lot of people are waiting on us, whether they realize it or not, waiting on us to get it together. All right. So just you could just send me an invite to the Facebook group, Sharif Ali on Facebook. All right. And yeah, I don't see any questions, so that's it, y'all. Islam. All right. I'm out on that. Peace. Islam. Law and History Group. All right. Just put the link up in the comment section, all right? All right, peace. Yeah, everybody that's real about business, get at me. I'm in the group, the Facebook group for Moors in America. Just add me in there, Shifa Ali. All right? You can just go to the members, just type Sharif Ali. I'm probably the only one in there. That's right. Yeah, we got more work to do, man. No time for this silliness. Okay. And oh yeah, one more thing. We got some interviews coming up. We're gonna be speaking with Grand Sheik Azim Hopkins Bey. All right, later this month. Also gonna have an interview with Sheik Gray L and um, Abdullah Abdullah Bey. Okay, Abdullah Bey wrote the book on the connection between Moors and Freemasonry, and it's gonna be a real interesting interview. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And we have a lot more in the works. So definitely hit that notification thing on here. It looks like a little bell. Just hit that, okay? And you know whatever we do is gonna be real because we're not with the silliness. You know, we grown men, so like whatever we do, you know, it's gonna be on building actual plans of action. You know, something that you can get some value from. All right, because I'm not here to waste your time or mine. All right. And yeah, man, like I'm not trying to like I'm not up here crying. Don't feel sorry for me, man. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says, man. I'm good. All right. Like I'm not trying to sit up here and act like, oh, it's so bad, I give up. Nah, like I said, man, it stops with me. It stops with you. Like we not scared. We're not running. Okay. We dealing with the issues. And if some goofball wants to talk and clown me or something, or act like he's all big and bad, you want to fight, let him. Let him. That's cool. It's the internet. Like in real life, like me walking around, you know, I don't try to act like I'm tough, you know, big and bad, but I'm not a little dude, and I'm not like nobody tries to fight me, nobody tries to mess with me, nobody. People are respectful to me. People like, you know, treat me with respect. They don't call me on my name. They don't try to, you know, get at my girl or nothing like that. Nothing like that happens in real life because, like, you know, it's completely different facing somebody face to face. So I don't care what people do online, man. They want to make themselves look bad. Go for it. They not gonna say that stuff off the internet, though. I know. You know, time is proven they're not gonna do that because people don't do that face to face, man. They scared. Right? It's a completely different thing when you facing a real Moor. You know what I'm saying? So people can act tough and all that stuff all they want. All right. So I ain't worried about that stuff. I was just bringing it to your attention, you know, so that you know that some of these people out here, they not what they act like they are, and you should watch out for them because they can't really help you. You know, they on some silliness. They here to distract, even if they think they're not. You know. And like I said, I can't name the people, but they out here. When you see that foolish activity, you know who to watch out for, who to stay away from. Right? I wouldn't be taking advice from anybody who moves funny like that. Word. And anybody who's out here acting like they got the key, they got the answer, all right? But they not dealing with those real issues, okay? The stuff that we spoke about. They ain't about nothing. You can't listen to them. All right? Because we got real stuff right now to be dealing with. And on that note, I'm out. Peace, Moors. Catch y'all next time.